Hello.
Then. Now.
Bow down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
Forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, and welcome to episode number 5 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for ECW for Hello and welcome to episode number 5 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for ECW for Tuesday, the 9th of July, 2024. Now, I'm only going to get some bit more catching up to this because obviously I wasn't present at last week's episode. I don't know if anything really important went down. You know, Russo was here, Triple H wasn't, I wasn't. A bunch of other people got sent home, I heard. And anyway, I've got notes on what we're expecting here tonight. First of all, Russo's giving me a night off. Okay, he says he wants a night off tonight. I don't know why. He says, I ain't coming back to the show this week, bro. You know, let me know how it goes. So I don't know what his issues are. But he says we're going to have the Fight for the Right tournament round 2 finals tonight. The matches he's listed are Shinsuke Nakamura against Dudley Davis, Top Dollar against Dolph Ziggler, and Brody King against ZSJ. Okay. And then apparently there's a triple threat match between those 3 later on in the night as well to determine who wrestles Adam Cole next week. Whatever. Oh, without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. Jey Uso opens up. The ECW champion comes to the ring. First time I've seen him with TEW IX, because he wasn't on the show last week. And he goes, yeet. He goes, now, Us. It's great to be back here in front of my fans here on ECW. Now, you know, I was watching the show last week, and let me tell you, looks like Big Us here picked a great night to take a night off. But, you know, I had to pay attention to last week's show, Us, because apparently we're going to find out who my challenger is for King of the Ring. It could be one of the 6 men we see in action tonight, or it could be Adam Cole, baby. But before main event Jey Uso here gets on with ECW champion business, I've got family business to attend to. He takes the Yeet sunglasses off. He goes, I heard Jimmy's little interview last week. And I thought, you know, I'm a good guy, Us. I'm an understanding Us. I'll hear him out. And Jimmy, you made a lot of great points in that one, Us. Now, don't for 1 second let you think that this is me lowering my guard, Us. Because I ain't just gonna forgive you like that. But I hear you, I see you, and hell, I acknowledge you. Adam Cole and JCJ then come out. He goes, this show, since it was brought back, it must have been about a year ago now, is tired and tired of story time with the Fatus and story time with the Anoa'is and the Bloodline and your never-ending family drama. But tonight is not about your drama, Jay. It's story time with Adam Cole, baby. Now, last week, the most convoluted, ass-backwards tournament was created by the guy who runs this show, where the winner is going to face you at King of the Ring. And I don't really know what the rules were, but doesn't matter, didn't stop Adam Cole, baby, coming out on top. Oh, and of course, JC Jane is by his side, and she has the ECW Women's Championship over her shoulder that she stole last week. And she goes, so, it's going to look mighty fine for the Paragon coming out of next weekend's premium live events. Because you see Adam Cole, baby, here. He's going to win next week against whoever it is he's got to face up against. And I'm going to go to Mexico City. I'm going to beat you for the ECW Championship and I'll finally rule over this show. And JC Hell, she's holding that championship right now, but after Evolution, she'll be the official ECW Women's Champion, and the Paragon's rule on this show will surpass anything your crappy little family ever did. And Jay goes, big talk, Cole. You know, you're a hell of a talented kid, Oos. I definitely think that you've got what it takes. If you do win this tournament, then I'll gladly defend my championship against you. But let me make one thing perfectly clear, Oos. There's 6 other hungry guys back there who want this just as much as you do. So let's see if you got what it takes, Oos. And Cole goes, I've got what it takes. In fact, let's skip straight to King of the Ring, shall we? Because I'm not busy tonight. I won the first round of the Fight for the Right tournament last week, which means I get the week off tonight. But I'm Adam Cole, baby. I don't take weeks off like your half-ass champion ass did last week, okay? So I'm in a fighting mood tonight. So how about tonight, you and I do the dance before King of the Ring? And Jay goes, you know I ain't down for a fight anytime I can, Oos. Yeet. And then they start fighting. JC Jane even starts joining in on the fight. Florence rushes out. She takes JC Jane down, starts raining punches down on her, takes her championship back, clocks her over the head with the belt. And then, she goes, hey, you know, if you two want to gang up on Jay here, I've got a whole lot score to settle with JC. So how about we make this a mixed tag team match tonight? So our main event is Jey Uso and Florence against Adam Cole, Bebe, and JC Jane at the Paragon. We then see Susie, you know. She walks out of the door on the ramp. And she walks her way down to ringside with a box. And she just plucks the box on the announce table. And then the lights go off and she leaves. You know, like the real life when they drop the VHS box on the table. You know, it's Nigel McGuinness and Mauro Ranallo as the ECW commentary team. Someone was like, oh, mamma mia, Nigel, what could be inside that VHS tape? And Nigel goes, well, I don't know, I suppose we better go get somebody back there who might somehow still own a VHS box, you know, to get this shit cracked into so we can see what the hell that spooky crap was all about. You know, of course, that was the Wyatt 6-7 we saw debut last week. And maybe this will give us a little bit more information on what their motivations are here. So you know, we've got the weeks of character development because I had to pick out who was in this group. And I'll spoil it. It's not the same members as the real life Wyatt 6. Obviously you've seen Joe Gacy like recently, so you knew he wasn't in it. But I had to like pick out how each person would fit in line, like with the actual like lore of the group, which I think is like something that in real life is a little bit weak about him. Like, why is Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis like in this Bray Wyatt stable? But so I had to pick out people I thought make sense with the soul, you know, lore and stuff. So we're going to go over that like over the next few weeks like they did in real life, because we need to characterize these characters rather than just having them be spooky evil monsters. So later on tonight we'll hear from the first interview. I wonder who that could be with. 87 rated opening match. The first of the 3 singles matches of the second round of the Fight for the Right tournament tonight. Shinsuke Nakamura and Dudley Davis. Shinsuke was the runner-up in the Battle Royal last week. And he advances to the triple threat later on tonight. He pins Dudley with the Kinshasa in 11:47. 71 for Shinsuke, 87 for Dudley. And 87 for the match is pretty fucking good, if I do say so myself. And Nakamura advances. So it'll be him taking on one of Dolph Ziggler and Top Dollar, and then one of Brody King and ZSJ in our semi-main event tonight. We then cut back to Kelly Kincaid. She's interviewing Liv Morgan and Sonya Deville. And Kelly says, last week, you know, Sasha Banks made her presence felt, you know, following your match with Indy Hartwell. And it seems like the two of you have really pissed off Sasha. You know, she's got Kiana James in her back pocket on Heat, and now she's seemingly got Indy on her side again, once again. And Liv goes, Sasha can pick as many, you know, little gremlins to fight our battles as she wants. It's going to take all of them and more to stop me and Sonya from beating her ass. So Sasha, if you're not really a coward like you claim you're not, how about you and I settle this one-on-one at Evolution? And then on the screen behind them in the interview, like, we see Sasha, like, send a video in from virtually. She goes, "Hey, Liv, I couldn't help but listen to your cute little interview there. First of all, you must think the CEO is stupid. I've got a lot of better things to do than risk my life showing up to that show after what went down last week, okay? I'm smarter than that, and I'm smarter than you. Because, Liv, there may well be a brain in your head, but I don't know if you've ever used it, because, you fight with your heart, not with your head. I'm the other way around. I fight with my head. So Evolution, I will happily face you at Evolution. I'll even do you one better. You can bring Sonya by your side. And as well as the entire ECW women's division, because we're going to have ourselves a lumberjack match, Jill match." And then Liv goes, "If that's what it's going to take for me to get my hands on you, Sasha, I'll see you there." So yeah, nice little Jill match set for Evolution. Liv Morgan and Sasha Banks going to settle their differences for their short but bitter rivalry that sort of spawned out of nothing. Like, we don't even really know why they're feuding. They've just randomly got heat with each other, which sometimes for a mid-card feud can be fine. They don't need to be like the most in-depth. There doesn't need to be bloodline level stuff for like a mid-card women's feud. It just needs to give both women something to do. And then cut back to Russo's boys, for lack of a better term. Austin Theory, Kurt Hawkins, Matt Cardona, and Chelsea Green. And the Theory's there, he's got a bandage on his head. And he's like rubbing his head. He goes, "Man, can you believe how hard people hit last week? I barely remember it. My memory's getting all fuzzy." And then Matt Cardona goes, "I think it was a bunch of those Wyatt Hicks, whatever they are, those 7 spooky evil exes." And I think he goes, "We're going to fight them, okay? I don't know what their problem is with us, or this place, or Russo, but Vince ain't here tonight. Okay, and we've got to sit here and take a back seat. But this show's under threat, and I love this show, and I love everything about it as it is right now. So if there was ever going to be a war over the future of this show, I'm going to be there on the front lines. I don't care who I've got to take on to do it. Whether it is those Wyatt 7, whether it's the New Breed, or whether it is even fat-ass Kevin Owens and his crew." Wink, wink. 80 rated match. Yeah, so this is what you think it is. Dolph Ziggler dominates Top Dollar. He nails a super kick on Top Dollar, gets him up, hits another super kick. He continues just to unload on Top Dollar. Making short work of Top Dollar after his underdog story to get him in there. Last week he was on the apron. How I'm imagining this is like he was on the apron, like leaning into the ring. He took a super kick, and then because he's Top Dollar, he fell forwards over the ropes and into the ring instead of backwards as you would normally for a super kick. But yeah, so he lucked into this spot, and obviously he's out of his depth. And Dolph Ziggler, he backs into the corner. He starts tuning up the band when the lights go out. They come back on. Dolph Ziggler is absolutely killed by a black mass. And the lights go back off again and on again. And then Top Dollar has been pulled on top of Dolph Ziggler in the darkness. The referee, he gets to his feet. I guess he got bumped at some point. 1, 2, 3. The crowd erupts. Top Dollar has done it. He's going into the triple threat match later on tonight for a chance to wrestle Adam Cole next week. He's one step closer to the ECW World Championship. And Aleister Black has just cost the Paragon's Dolph Ziggler a spot in that triple threat match later on tonight. 79 for Dolph Ziggler, 73 for Top Dollar. We then see Karrion Kross. And this is a video package, earlier this week. Last week, I thought, this is the greatest day of my life. I thought death had finally come for me. But unfortunately for myself, and for everybody else here on ECW, I was spared. I was spared by these evil demons who have come to Extremely Cool Wrestling to take over. with my own mortality put in question, it got me thinking about some guys I used to know. And he like pulls up to like a cemetery, and he walks in, and then we see, you know, like a big grave where Cutler and Carcass were buried, and he sort of leans down over Cutler's grave, and he goes, "Kid, it didn't have to be this way. I thought you and I were going to be reunited soon. But don't worry, I'll finish the job." And then he looks up and he just sees Kyle O'Reilly just strolling through the cemetery. And he goes, "What the hell are you doing here?" And Kyle goes, "I'm just, you know, got a lot of free time on my hands since I got fired. You know, paying tribute to a nearly departed loved one. You know, just carry on with your day. It's nothing important." And Kyle O'Reilly just walks off, and Karen sort of just sneers at him. And he goes over to Carcass's grave, and it's empty. Like, he was in a tomb, and the tomb has been bust out of. And Kevin goes, "Huh. Salvation, I see. Good work, kid. Good work." So yeah, what was that all about? We then see Solo. He's being interviewed by Kelly Kincaid. The Tonkins are by his side. Kelly goes, "So Sokoa, you know, last week, what a hell of a night here on ECW. You know, we're still feeling the ramifications of that show." Solo goes, "Let me tell you this. I'm tired of the Paragon running their mouth thinking they run this show. And I damn sure won't let no Wyatt 7 think they run this show. I don't care how many therapy sessions they go to, they ain't as dangerous as the Bloodline." Kelly goes, "Well, on the topic of the Bloodline, you know, you will defend your ECW Television Championship at King of the Ring in Mexico City next weekend. And I just got it confirmed in my ear that from our stand-in general manager, you know, Russo will be back next week, but our stand-in general manager for tonight has made a six-way for that show. And the winner of that six-way will face you at Mexico City next weekend for the Television Championship." And so just sneers and goes, "And who's in it, Kelly?" She goes, "Well, you know, it'll depend on the results of tonight's Fight for the Right tournament." And so it just storms off. But yeah, somebody, whoever it is that's standing in, like, we don't know who it is, but somebody's standing in for Russo, I guess. Because he's not here tonight because he shit himself once the Wyatt 7 debuted. And yeah, there's going to be a six-way next week, with a winner facing Solo for the TV title at King of the Ring. 86, let's go. I'm so glad that. Thank you, Zach. You know, you've not really done a whole lot since you lost the belt at WrestleMania, but with a performance like that, and really putting in a shift to get Brody over as a force here, I will definitely find something for you to do soon. You know, you just don't really fit in the ongoing Russo arc. But yeah, Brody King of the House of Black. I imagine he does fight off interference from, I guess it would be Cesaro, because Aleister Black interfered against Ziggler. I guess he does fight off interference against Cesaro and ends up pinning ZSJ with the Gonzo Bomb in 13:37. 74 for Brody, 92 for ZSJ. So yeah, later on tonight, actually, you know, in a matter of minutes, it will be Brody King versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Top Dollar, with the winner facing Adam Cole next week for a spot against Jey Uso at King of the Ring. We then cut back to Mustafa Ali. He's doing one of those political vignettes. He walks up to a podium and he goes, "My fellow believers, a lot of people on this show have put their faith in false idols. There are people walking around here who are diehard believers of Joe Hendry. We've got Kyle O'Reilly walking around here calling himself a god. You've got Ashanti the Adonis who thinks he's the God's Adonis truth. But there is only one universal truth, and that is that I, Mustafa Ali, have the best interests of ECW at heart, and that's why last week, me and my esteemed tag team partner Cedric Alexander tried our best to regain those ECW tag team championships, and what happened? Cedric let me down once again. So, Cedric Alexander, for the time being, has been officially excommunicated from the orbit of Ali, and my campaign steers to a different path. I'm no longer chasing tag team glory, because all that happened is that I was bringing Cedric up to my level. I'm chasing more singles glory. I'm chasing that ECW Television Championship. And we heard earlier on tonight, a 6-way, 6 people will have the chance to go to King of the Ring, the Temple of the Gods, and wrestle for the ECW Television Championship. I'm gonna be that guy. Mustafa Ali will be that guy, and I will usher in the era of Ali here on ECW. You don't have to pick a side. No more Team Paul, no more Team Russo. It'll be about me and only me, Ali. But then cut from that to Joman watching on the TV, and he says, he has got a point. There are a lot of diehard believers of Joe Hendry here in the ECW universe, and since we've got these championships because we're the best tag team in this division, not him and his friend, well, the belief's only going stronger, Brawny. That's when the Fritz brothers walk in. They go, you're saying a lot of things about being the best tag team in this division. You don't realize you're locked into those spots. Okay, Joe, you're a joke. You're a meme. You're a flash in the pan. You're on minute 14 of your 15 minutes of fame. Me and David, we're tag team wrestling royalty. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the Paragon are on something of a championship mission right now. And those titles are part of that mission. And Joe goes, so I'm seeing what you're putting down. You want you two against me and Braun next week for these ECW Tag Team Championships. Well, we never back down from a fight, and with a 7-foot monster in my corner, I do believe that you will be the latest victims of the Joman Express. So yeah, Joman next defense set for next week against Kevin and David Fritz of the Paragon. 82 for this match. Everybody was seemingly off their game in it, but 82 is still pretty good. And here it is, Big Brody King of the House of Black, who punches his ticket to face Adam Cole next week. He pins Top Dollar with a Gonzo Bomb. Tragically, Top Dollar couldn't get it done. It was one thing to get him that big win over Dolph Ziggler, to get him into this match, but he wasn't winning it. Like, come on. 73 for Brody, 72 for Top Dollar, 70 for Shinsuke. So yeah, Brody King is the one who will face Adam Cole next week. So it is Paragon versus House of Black, but it won't be Alistair himself. It will be Brody taking on Adam Cole next week. Just the format of this entire tournament felt like a good way to, establish Brody, and a good way to, I guess, get him. Like, it wouldn't make sense if it was a normal tournament for him to be in it over Alistair, because obviously I'm saving Adam Cole versus Alistair Black singles match for a later date. Cough, cough. So yeah, it's Brody King and Adam Cole, which should be pretty fun. And I wanted to really, establish him as, this beast, rather than him just being a background heavy pin eater of Alistair Black. We then get the Bo Dallas sit-down interview. It's basically the same as what they did IRL. You've got Bo sitting across from Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy's the therapist, He'll be the therapist for all of these. Like, every single one will be structured in the same way as this, because I think that's cool, But it's Bo talking to Uncle Howdy, he's talking about him, did you think they'd forgotten about you? Bo goes, my entire career, I thought they'd forgotten about me. My entire career, I was a joke. I was a laughingstock. Look at all the stupid gimmicks they gave to try and make me interesting. I could never just be Bo, because I was forever in the shadow of him. Then Uncle Howdy does go, how did it feel when your brother died? And he goes, that day was the worst day of my life. All this love I had for my brother just gone, because he was gone. Life took him away from me. Ever since that day, for almost a year now, the only emotion I've ever known is pain It's pain. And you think I want to feel like this? You think I want anybody to feel like this? But this is the sad state of the world we live in. But now, I'm numb to pain. Now, the worst days of my life have made me stronger. They've made me immune to pain. I am hurt. I will always be hurt. But why should I be the only one that's hurt? Why should I have to bear this burden alone? So I found them, my new family, other people who've been hurt and churned out by this sick, twisted game called life. And we're not stopping here, 'cause we are hurt. And I'm gonna share that hurt to anybody who dares defy us, because we deserve everything. And we're gonna have to take it. So all you people out there, think twice about your egos. Check them at the door. Because me and you, we're gonna have a problem. Because you don't get to hurt others. That's our job. Uncle Howdy laughs, goes, yes it is. And we get the shot where they pan out and they're sat in the dark Fire of Life Funhouse leftover room. Next week, Russo's back next week, I believe. So, we better get a good show booked before he has the chance to, book a shit one. So next week we do have a 6-pack challenge with the winner facing off with Sora Sikoa at King of the Ring for the Television Championship. We now confirm that the men in that match will be ZSJ, Dudley Davis, Pistolero, Karrion Kross, Mustafa Ali, and Joe Gacy. And then also there's a championship match set for next week when Joman make the next defense of their ECW Tag Team Championships when they defend against David and Kevin Fritz at the Paragon. We have a singles clash, just announced now, between Sasha Banks and Sonya Deville ahead of Sasha's Lumberjill match with Liv Morgan at Evolution, plus the final of the Fight for the Right tournament as Adam Cole Bebe faces Brody King. And then moving on to the pay-per-views themselves, I don't think we've announced anything for King of the Ring tonight, but on Evolution's side, it is now confirmed that Sasha Banks and Liv Morgan will settle their mini rivalry in a Lumberjill match on that show. On top of the match we've already announced for that show, it's shaping up to be a fun one, if I do say so myself. We then cut backstage to Florence and Jey Uso. They're doing the backstage segment, walking through the hallways where we keep the camera on them all the way as they go back to the ring. And Jey Uso goes, let me tell you something, Oos. This is the second time me and the champ have been teaming up in tag team action, because this time I got a common enemy, Oos. It's the Paragon boys. They're running around here thinking they own the place. Florence goes, last week, JC Jane put her hands on my championship, and I let her have a week of fun with it, because let's be honest, it's the closest she's ever going to get to actually holding this championship. So now, me and Jay are going to go out there and do what champions do best, and that's beat some ass. And then Florence goes, are you ready? And Jay goes, yeah, I am, but hold on 1 second. He pulls out another pair of Yeet glasses. He puts them on Florence's face. She sort of looks at herself in the mirror. And then they yeet together. And then Jey Uso's theme hits. And we get our mixed tag team main event. Gets a 90. Adam Cole and JC Jane. So excellent chemistry teaming together. That's good. Nice. But in 1333, it is the Paragon who pick up the win. Because it felt right. And it's JC Jane who cheats to pin Florence, probably feet on the ropes, I imagine. And then Adam Cole, holding JC's feet down, because apparently that gives added pressure. Wrestling logic. But yes, the Paragon do pick up the win here. So yeah, that should definitely set JC Jane up as a future challenger for the championship. 71 for JC, 94 for Adam Cole, 83 for both Florence and Jey Uso. And then after the match, JC continues to put in the stomps in on Florence. Adam Cole starts jumping Jey Uso, fighting him off. And then the lights go out again, and the entire House of Black is in the ring. You know, Adam Cole, Brody King, Ciampa, and Kelsey facing off against just Adam Cole and JC Jane. Jey Uso sort of gets to his feet on the House of Black side when the rest of the Paragon run out and sort of like stand in between, like no, let's not fucking bother with this, you know. And then they slowly back away as Jey Uso sort of awkwardly turns around and the House of Black to sort of like glare at him. When the Paragon leave, the House of Black, they disappear again. And we just linger on Jey Uso in the ring when we hear a familiar voice over the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen. Huge pop. And then out onto the stage waddles the wise man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And for the last 3 months, I've sat at home with my tribal chief, waiting for that call to return. And what do I see in the meantime? I see an even bigger bastardization of my child than I ever saw back in 2006. So tonight, I hope you've all enjoyed an episode of this weekly television program, because as long as I'm around, I'm not letting these 3 initials stand for whatever the hell Vince Russo has them standing for, because this is, was, and always will be E.C. fucking W. 88 rated show. Yeah. Pretty fun show if I do say so myself. It's very compact and nice. I liked it. What matters more is what you thought of the show, so let me thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for SmackDown. See you then.